Well, hello, my lovelies, my babies, my lords, lads, lilies, dudes, sugar mountains on the moon. Ah, moonflowers. Oh my. Happy Thursday, love. Well, what are we going to do? Two things we're going to do in this one. We're going to look at, now you guys, a couple of you, you posted the link about Kaylee's family. Now this was an interview that they did November 21st, 2022 in Facebook. It's on Facebook. You've seen it. I'm going to look at it because I previewed it. I'm like, okay. There's some, I just previewed like the first couple minutes. I'm like, all right, some interest here. So I want to look at that. That video is about 18 minutes long. We're going to look at that. I want to look at that. I've never seen it before. You guys kind of pointed it out. So I'm going to do it. And I also was thinking about looking at Xana's mom, her new interview that came out. I want to look at that. I haven't seen that yet. A couple of you mentioned that. So I think maybe that would be good to look at as well in the same thing here. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Gag order lifted today. Does it mean we're going to get things unsealed? And the way I took that was that's going to get drawn out for a long time, okay? From what I understand, the judge, now correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a lawyer, of course, I'm a psychic. But the judge wants these things to come trickling, sort of, some files here, some files later, not all at once. So we're going to get spoon-fed some files, and then I guess what he's going to decide if they're going to be unsealed or not. So we're taking it in small doses here. I don't know how long that shit's going to take. At least that's the impression I got from watching that hearing. That we'll look at 12 files this month, 24 files another time, so on and so on. And then I guess he'll decide which ones get sealed. I don't know. Get unsealed. I don't know. I don't know what the procedure is. If they're not going to unseal, like, how long, if there's a time limit for when things are sealed, they're sealed permanently. I don't know. But the right thing here is that everything gets unsealed. And what is sensitive information in terms of maybe jeopardizing somebody's life, putting somebody in danger, whatever, that gets redacted, of course. That's not necessary. But the rest of the information, definitely we need all of the rest of it, okay? Absolutely. So there's no reason, again, there could be redactions to names, keeping people safe because of that, redacting names, all that, sure. But no, the details themselves we need. Absolutely, of course. Anyway, let's get on with the electric church, baby. All right, let's go. Now, this is the poster. This is from November 21st, 2022. Yeah. So, and this was originally on NBC News. So, let's see. Old one, but yeah, let's watch it. Oh.
Calves. Yeah, I'm Olivia Stevenson, AliviaStevenson. Goncalves is my maiden name. I'm married.
My name is Tammy Butts, TAMIBUTTZ.
Good. You guys good? Everybody good?
No, on here.
Which one?
So again, yeah, she says that we got to get it right. Don't get mad. I don't know with that. I don't know.
First off, the map that just came out from police, it gives a little bit of a timeline of where they may have been that night. Does that map mesh up with the timeline that you've been putting together?
Yeah, I'd say it's very close. I'd say if you have any closer details to kind of hone in, 145 could be very vague. Maybe it's closer to 150. Let us know if you have anything concrete, because right now concrete's what we can go off of.
In terms of the details, you said it's close. Does that frustrate you that it's close?
I do, but right now we're still trusting authorities that, it's not going to be 20 minutes here or 15 minutes here that's breaking this. But yeah, I implore everyone, if they know something different,
I don't know
get to
about
the
that.
police.
I would
If they want
would
to tighten up that
say that could
timeline,
well possibly be
stand with that.
break it 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Yeah.
Do you know where they might have been?
I don't, unfortunately. I know nothing about them.
We know we have no idea where they were, but we do have a pretty tight timeline on Kaylee and Maddie, and it is close.
Nobody knows where they were.
But it is a difference, and that difference actually could be huge.
That's because they're in the house unalived.
But the 145
Unfortunately, that's my theory.
So there is, and we have corroborated with my phone records, Kaylee's phone records, the driver that was driving them around.
Yeah, so you
really
have,
concrete.
You have pulled video seeing the Uber driver dropping them off.
Yes.
You've checked your phone records. You know
Yes.
timestamps, what
Yes.
time they got home. Yeah. It's not exactly what the police are saying, right?
Right.
It's not 145.
Kaylee and Maddie were picked up from their home at 1122 King around 10:15. It's about a 5-minute drive down. So they arrived at Corner Club around 10:20, which is different than what was released at 10. We know that Kaylee called for an Uber at 1:45. He arrived at 1:49, got in the car around 1:50. It's about a 5-6 minute drive. They arrived home at 1:56.
Is it frustrating that your timeline is based on timestamps from videos and phone records, and their timeline
156. All right.
I just feel like there's a reason they're just putting it out, the estimate. I don't know, because they do have that information.
Now, do they?
From
Hang
us,
on.
And they've asked us where we have gotten that information.
Now, do they know that for a fact? It seems like the daughter is saying they know that for a fact that they were dropped off at 156. I don't know. I guess I guess they would know, right? So I don't know I don't think they'd be lying about that. So 156, they get picked up at 150 at the grub truck. 6-minute drive home. Okay, that's plausible. I was thinking, though, that they didn't go straight home, that there was some sort of delay, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they did get home at 156. So if that's true, then well, the text to the Uber driver from Dylan, that again still doesn't make any sense because there's no follow-up between the two of them. So I'm still curious about that exchange because there's no, hey, what do you want? Do you want me to pick you up? Do you want food? Why are you bothering me? Nothing like that, right? So that still bothers me. 156. I don't know. That's what they're saying. I don't know. I guess they would know, right? I don't know. And if I can get the sound working, that would be nice. Fuck.
Match yours.
I just feel like there's a reason they're just putting it out, the estimate. I don't know, because they do have that information from us, and they've asked us where we have gotten that information, and we have concrete backing. She put it together.
It could be conflicting stories. We just don't know. This is the information that I stand behind.
I think that when they say 145, I think they're kind of referring to the whole group arriving approximately 145. I believe that maybe Ethan and Zanna, and I don't know, may have gotten home around that time. And then the girls, obviously 159-ish, is shortly after. So they're just kind of grouping that the group.
Well, we know that's not true. We know that's not true because Judge Hippler, remember, in his order said Ethan and Zanna were not home. The rest of the girls were home. That they were not home. So that's not true. They weren't home.
So she was on my mom's cell plan. So on Sunday I was able to pull those cell records.
And you could see that she was calling somebody out.
Yeah.
Does it seem like they may have been involved, or does it seem like
No,
not at all. Kaylee had no shame in kind of power calling, so it fits Kaylee.
Yeah, and we know who she was calling, and this person is, and this person was asleep, unfortunately, was not getting the calls, and it was, I don't know, a few calls for half an hour. She called him a couple times, but no, it was not. We do not believe she was calling him for help. We believe that she was just calling him to come over. If Kaylee was in
Imminent danger.
her or Maddie, they would have called 911.
Yeah.
They would not been calling this person.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
I agree with that. The calls to the boyfriend were not for help. They were to reconcile. That was what that was about. They were both intoxicated.
May have been alive around 2:30.
2:30 is what the last call.
No. The last call is shortly before 3 a.m.
Short, yeah, that's like 2
Yeah.
something.
2:52.
That's correct.
Yeah.
True.
It's now been 5 days. And still no killer, still no motive. How are you guys holding on?
How do you think we're doing, asshole? Fuck.
They obviously are, the same people to us, but they were different to all of us. To my mom, it was a daughter. To my aunt, they were nieces. To me, they were sisters. And we all had different, very complex and amazing relationships with both of them. So it's going to feel different.
Empty.
Yeah, for all
Kaylee
of
was
us.
just home. She just left on Friday. She left on Friday morning to go to a Pi Phi party, and she had just bought a brand new Range Rover, and she contemplated all day long back and forth whether she should go home, and because she just really wanted to show to Maddie,
Mm-hmm.
and some other friends and whatnot. And
Mhm.
she was like, "Mom, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the Pi Phi party, and Maddie's got to see my new ride." And I'm like,
Mhm.
"For sure." Like, I mean, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Mhm.
She just bought it. That's
Hang on.
all her own.
Hang on, guys.
And
Hang on. And guess who? Hey, you know how I feel about the Prime, right? So I know this is nefarious thinking, maybe the mud, but guess who? I can certainly envision Miss Prime pulling that emotional cord with Kaylee to get her to come back to that Pi Phi party that was happening that Friday. So I can definitely see that. I could definitely see Dylan playing on that. I have no proof of that, but all the behaviors that I've seen thus far from the Prime, based on the statements that she's made and the actions and inactions, I can totally see Miss Prime pulling that emotional cord with her and saying something to Kaylee like, "You know what? I mean, think about how amazing it's going to be when everybody sees your new Rover. Yeah, Maddie's going to want to see it, and I could definitely see her pulling that cord and just tipping the scales just to get her back there. Just saying, I can totally see the Prime doing that. See, the Prime, I see manipulation all throughout with her. She manipulates her friends to come over to the house in the morning so they can maybe stumble upon things. Her multiple lies to law enforcement. Her hiding behind the fact that she was intoxicated, doesn't know what she saw because she was drunk and all that. So there's manipulation and lies all throughout Miss Dillon. So I could totally see her pulling some shit when she arrives at Kaylee's house, being the stalker that she probably is in some way. Pulling that emotional cord and being like, "Hey, your car, look how your car is going to look so beautiful, back there. You could show it off." And yeah, I could totally see that fucking happening.
texted me on Saturday.
So you were talking
Afternoon.
Saturday
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yes, Saturday afternoon. They sent me pictures of themselves, and Kaylee called me around 2:30ish on Saturday afternoon. And then I was texting Kaylee just randomly on Sunday. And right about those, when I look back at my times that I was texting Kaylee, the police were swarming.
So you were trying to get a hold of her on Sunday morning.
Yeah, just random talking. Yeah, just, "Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
How did you guys do last night?
Mm-hmm.
We talked a lot. And she was supposed to be home on
Yep.
Tuesday. She said she'd be home on Tuesday.
We were talking a little bit earlier.
Wow. Jeez. Thanks, Dylan. Good job.
Yes.
Do you have a message?
You got her over there, didn't you?
Stop all this. Let us mourn our children, and we can't when we know this person is out there. You know who did it. You know who you are. Just end it. The guilt has got to be just overwhelming. It's got to be sickening. Stop hiding. just turn yourself in so we could move on, we could bury our girls, we could have a celebration of life for them, and continue to mourn and try the best to start the healing process. But we can't with this person just running around out there. This person's dangerous, and we fear that this person will do this again.
Now that he's done it once, he can definitely do it again.
We have no idea why. None. There's no reason why anyone should have been targeted for any reason.
These were young, beautiful children that were starting their lives. And they were successful. And they were go-getters. They were strong. There's absolutely no reason for jealousy or anything for someone to take for children's lives like this.
Jealousy. Interesting.
You owe it to these mothers,
Jealousy.
these children, these fathers, these families.
Intuition. Interesting. Jealousy. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good motive. In fact, that's the motive that I have as well. It's jealousy. Yeah, no, not incel jealousy. No, this is a different kind of jealousy. Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on.
I've never even thought of, which is, it's almost the worst nightmare, which is how do you bury your daughter knowing that they could possibly come?
It's going to be, the services for these girls will be huge, public. And to think that this person is sitting, there at the church, I can't.
You're worried that the killer might show up to their service.
Absolutely. Their candlelight vigils, all of that. It makes me sick that this person could be there, standing right behind us, waving a little candle. It's sickening. Absolutely sickening.
Electric candle? Just saying. Light electric candle.
We're sick. We're just sick. We just want it to end.
It's a living nightmare. It's a living nightmare.
Now, in terms of what police have been able to communicate to you, have they been more forthcoming? Are they communicating with you enough?
I think it's an ongoing investigation. I think at the end of the day, I'm not an investigator. Do I want more information? Absolutely.
But we don't know if they have
Do
it.
I know that they have it, or do I know that they can give it to me? No. So, of course, I'm frustrated. But I can't necessarily point that finger direct.
Based on what you've seen so far, are you confident in their investigation?
I have to be. I have to.
No. Just say no.
And I think that it's easy to sit back and say, oh, I would have done this, oh, I would have done that. But I don't know what they walked into. I don't know what they've done. Are there definitely some things that,
Well,
I've heard that I wish I hadn't heard about the investigation so far?
like what?
Absolutely.
Like what?
But
Like what? What didn't you like?
now I can't.
What? Tell
I'm
us.
frustrated that I don't have more information. But I don't know.
Now the question from him should be,
We don't know.
like what?
We don't know.
Probe. You have to probe that.
FBI, Moscow, Idaho State Police, and every day he just says, nothing, babe. And I'm like, nothing? And he's like, nothing. I mean, just nothing. And I don't know if that's because they have nothing or because they're protecting the investigation. So, it's hard to be mad at them if, we just know they're protecting the investigation. But it would be nice if they said, we have something, we have a little lead or we have an idea. And it just gives you a little bit of hope, And I mean,
It is very hopeless right now, I guess, being left without that information.
Because you can't grieve, you can't feel safe.
yeah, no.
I don't like this interviewer, guys. He's stupid. I don't like. You need to probe these questions.
I would have told them, and they, I would.
Like, what makes you uncomfortable about what you heard?
So, to families, I mean, I think it's Thanksgiving weekend or it's coming up, and most kids are coming home, but there's no way, and there's no way that I would send them back until this person is found. This person, it's an isolated, targeted, incident until it's not. Until this person was angry. This was not just, oh, he got drunk at a party and shot up a party, which I'm not putting anything down to, people have lost loved ones that way. But this was a very
violent, targeted attack.
And hearing yesterday, hearing the coroner say that one person may have been killed in their sleep. Is that something that you had heard?
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's hard, but I guess for us that kind of just indicates, premeditation, which we've been fighting since the beginning away from this term, crime of passion. I think that comes with a certain connotation that can lead to empathy, and we don't agree with that.
No.
So when you hear them say that someone was killed in their sleep, you think premeditation?
Absolutely. I think it's impossible not to.
And not one, 4. I mean, I don't know if all 4 of them are. We don't really have the details. But regardless, 4 people were stabbed to death.
And premeditation, I mean, like you said, it's
You
very
went into
different
somebody's
than
house.
Went into someone's house with a
I'm not
knife.
saying, weeks lead up. I'm not saying months
Right.
lead up. It literally could have been 20 minutes. I don't know. But
Somebody went in there.
this wasn't a fight that, the girls had said something and offhand this occurred. They must have, walked in on vulnerable sleeping
A coward.
kids.
Coward.
And so for what it's worth, I want to run as far from the term of crime of passion as possible, because I think it's weak, and I think it allows him to hide, and I think it gives him an out that he doesn't deserve.
And he walked in and got mad and angry. They were all there together, and something occurred, and he got mad and, wielded his weapon or whatever. No, this person snuck somehow into the house, whether it was a door, an unlocked door, or an unlocked window, but he was not invited, and he came in with a weapon,
To
and
do
he killed
intentional harm.
with intention to kill.
Intention to kill, exactly. Not
But-
even harmed.
Hey, but he left two witnesses though, guys, didn't he?
One after another.
Yes, he did.
And again,
The Prime and the Hobbit.
about it shows like there's
Don't forget
possibility,
that.
right? There is the idea that there may have been defensive wounds, but at least one person didn't see it coming.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if you know that. How would you know that?
What the coroner said.
Right.
In terms of somebody getting into the house, they keep saying no sign of forced entry.
Right.
Do you think that this was somebody that was known to them?
Yep.
I think that that's kind of an impossible question. I think it's a very
That is not an impossible question. Oh, fuck you.
I do. I've always felt that way. Nobody has told me that anyway.
Just
I
like
just
that.
feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a college town. It's a small town. I feel that. I feel the girls need this person.
There you go. Beautiful. There you go. That's your intuition, Mom. And you're exactly right. I feel the girls knew them. I feel the girls knew who it was as well. Yes, they did. Good intuition, Mom. And that was what? That was 7 days or a week after the unalivings. Yeah. Good intuition. You, on the other hand, with that's an impossible question. That F you. Okay. That's not a good response. That's a great question. And yes, the most likely in a scenario that like this, yes, exactly. They didn't know who the person was, unfortunately. And well, you already know who I think that is.
know that. I just feel it in my heart that they knew the person, and I've always felt that way. I don't know why, but I've always said they knew him.
They knew him.
I just don't feel like this was like some rando just driving through.
That's
passed
right.
out, happened to stop by their house.
Good-
I will say,
good call, Mom.
They did have a keypad on their front door, and it was a very popular house. So I know for a fact that people who weren't necessarily roommates of the house did have that code. So
Mhm.
no sign of forced entry doesn't necessarily mean that they were invited in. That's all I can
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
the
true.
survived were on the first floor.
say, to our knowledge.
Yeah. And then if they come in through the keypad, is it possible to bypass a room on the first floor
It
and
is.
go up to the second floor and third
Correct.
floor?
Yes. There's also a door in the back that just leads directly to the middle.
I don't
I could see missing the Hobbit hole completely. Yes, I can see that. But
Yeah. I think to answer that question, we know exactly what the public knows. We really don't have any further details. And unfortunately, if we did, I wouldn't give them to you guys.
Right.
Just
We
frankly,
wouldn't
We're
impede
not
the
ready for that.
investigation.
I would
But
never
honest
impede
to
the
God,
investigation.
we don't.
The public needs to know is that there is someone out there that has violently killed 4 people, and that no matter who died first or second or last, They're gone, and we need to get this person now before it's too late for anybody else to suffer what we are suffering for the rest of our lives. He took their lives, but he took them from us. That will never change. We will never let Kaylee and Maddie's memory ever disappear, but that's all we have left, and that's not enough. Period. Done. There's your answer.
Yeah. There is no other information.
There is no other information.
And unfortunately, you guys will probably hear it first anyways.
Yeah,
before we
right?
do.
Yeah, it's pretty true.
It's leak out there all the time. And we're like, did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? We're like, nope.
So I
called my
have
husband. He's like,
Well, I definitely can.
Or, the reporters and stuff that have reached out to me ahead of breaking these stories.
Yeah.
Even if it's only 20-minute heads up, it's nice to be able to process that information as a family first before reading it online.
blast it out there.
Yeah.
To everyone who has done that, I just wanted to say thank you. I know that if it bleeds, it leads. I get this industry. I'm not stupid. But thank you to those who have done so respectfully and with empathy in their hearts.
Thank you guys, and we'll do the same.
Of course. No, thank you.
All right, guys. So that was the interview there, 8 days after the unalivings with the mom, sister, and I'm not sure. Was that the grandmother or the aunt? I'm not quite. I forget. But anyway, interesting. Short but interesting. Mom was spot on in her intuition. Definitely spot on. She pegged that. She she definitely pegged that. So, what else? Yeah. Yeah. That's a big takeaway for me. That mom was pretty sure that these girls knew who they knew, who the person or persons were, and it was close to them. So I'm glad mom was able to put that out there, early. Now she changes. She does change her tune over time, but at least early on there, she seems pretty certain, at least from an intuition point of view, that yes, they definitely knew who this was. And you know what? You're right, mom. What's that old saying? Moms are typically right, when it comes to their kids. Yeah, I agree with that one. Definitely on this one. So we are going to jump now to Cara, Xana's mom. New interview that came out about a day ago. I'll look at this. I don't know if there's anything interesting to glean. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. So let's watch it. I'm sorry if you guys already have. I have not, but I'd like to maybe take a look, critique it if there's anything worthy there to really, anything interesting. We'll see. We'll check it out. It's about 20 minutes long.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. I know this has not been an easy journey over the last couple of years, and there has been constant media attention. Most recently, Brian Koberger taking a plea deal, and in the midst of this, losing your daughter, and again having so much public attention. I want to get into your faith and into your journey and what this has been like. But I want to first start by talking about this plea deal. What was your initial reaction to it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was shocked.
Okay.
I was actually up camping with our church.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't have cell service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had got the information because a friend of mine had gone up the mountain to check his messages where he could get a signal. And
this is not the electric church.
Him and his wife had told me when he got back to our camp.
I got it.
And I was just very shocked and confused.
Me too.
Because here we had this man who was proclaiming his innocence this whole time.
That's 2.5 years, yeah.
So there's been a lot of questions surrounding the case this whole time.
Oh, yeah. Like 1,000 million?
A lot of unanswered questions, just...
Yeah, 1 million of them. Yeah, I agree.
It's been very confusing, and that alone I know is not of the Lord. So it's been very hard for me to just focus on the Lord, but I have.
Okay.
But when I found out, my initial reaction was a little bit angry because I just felt like it was just too easy for him to just admit that he did it and not have to give an explanation or answer our questions.
Hey, Wix.
Here we have been planning on going to this trial.
I do it yourself.
That's not something you look forward to.
Yeah.
But I think that all of us were wanting answers, and so the trial maybe was going to answer some questions.
Absolutely. Yeah, like a frame up.
And so not.
Yeah, like a frame up job.
You feel kind of cheated.
Yeah.
So that was my initial reaction. But I know that the Lord had me right where I should be, around my church family. And
welcome all to the Electric Church, Mr. Jimmy.
My pastor was up there. One of my pastors, John Padula, was up there, and him and his wife.
Listen, Master Nature, I talk to Jimmy sometimes up here. Okay, you don't know about it, but sometimes me and Jimmy have a little rap session. Okay, and well, just don't be making fun of the Electric Church. Okay, or yeah, Jimmy will likely come down there with well, knowing Jimmy. See, Jimmy has the power also to escape the spirit realm and come down and visit you just like Stanley is with you right now. And Jimmy will kick your ass. Just saying, Jimmy H would kick your ass pretty well. Yeah, don't forget, Jimmy H was in the military, and I tell you what, he was a trained soldier, Mr. Jimmy. And yeah, not only being one of the one of the greatest guitarists that ever walked the earth, he was also a trained military man who was in the service, served his country. So yeah, Mr. Jimmy could definitely kick your ass, Mr. Master Nature. I don't even know fuck what your name is anymore sometime. Tyrone sometimes don't even want to be here, Master Nature. You already know that, the God knows that, but well, here I am. I am your moral center is what I am. All right, let's get on with it.
My church family was able to pray over me, and
is this all religious interview,
the Lord
guys?
is just so good in helping me to understand that it's okay that I don't know everything, and that likely is for my protection. So
maybe so. I may
never know all the answers that I want. I may never know, and
I'd want them, but still, you're
right.
right.
I know now that is God's protection, and that even if I were to know why He did it or all the details, what is it going to change? Is it going to make me feel better? No.
True.
It's a senseless crime to take my beautiful daughter's life and her friends. And the more information we find out, the more questions we have. And
that's right, about the roommates. Right,
there's
Dylan.
Never going to be a good enough reason for why it happened.
Not about the lone wolf. So, about your Dylan. What did they do? Why didn't they do certain things?
I believe that if we are supposed to know, we will know.
All right.
And seeing, I mean, the way that you spoke about this in other interviews, seeing the blessing in the midst of that, right? Coming to a place of understanding that protection you just talked about.
I don't know.
As a parent, I can't imagine what you've been through, right? But what you're saying is so true. It doesn't change the end result. But if you are meant to know that, God will reveal that to you. You will find out if you're meant to know it. How have you navigated? I mean, you talked about your faith and being with your church community when this news came down recently. When you go back to when this first happened, where was your faith then? Where is your faith now? How has it sustained you through the unthinkable?
I mean, when it happened, I was in a bad place, and bad went to worse after it happened. I could say that was my aha moment. That is when I
hit rock bottom.
Ran towards Christ, but
hit rock bottom.
But I ran towards drugs and alcohol instead, and ended up getting to a place where I knew that I was either going to die living the way that I was, or I could draw close to Jesus and surrender and change my life and hopefully be able to show others Christ through this trauma that I've experienced, and the Lord is walking me through.
Stanley, well, whatever. Stanley doesn't believe in that. Well, I'm a spirit guy,
has changed my life and how much peace He has given me.
I'm not sure
through all of this.
I'm not sure how that works. I don't know either.
It's a constant. It's a constant battle. We battle against.
All right, I get it.
Not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual
warfare
powers, spiritual wickedness. So
warfare is what you're saying.
When you
demons.
Really look at that.
Demons is what you talk about. Demons.
Understand that.
Hang on, I'll show you a demon. Hang on, I want to show you a demon real quick. Hang on.
Ephesians 6, right? It tells us right in Ephesians 6.
What does it say?
Absolutely.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
What does that say?
Yes.
What does that say? Ephesians 6. I don't know.
Can I ask you how long?
You know, I don't know.
So when Xana died, how long was it after that? You know, you talked about going to this dark place that you did start running towards Jesus, and what was it that caused you to make that change? Because I think it's understandable that you would struggle in that way after such a horrific incident. But what was the time frame there? How long was it before you did find Christ?
I think it was about a year, a little over a year.
Afterwards.
And I was arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to spend time in jail for 10 months.
Yes. That can do it.
And after that...
jail is not fun at all. No matter what it is.
I actually turned my life over to the
Fuck
Lord.
It sucks.
Wow.
Yeah. But...
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Just a little... Again, the demon is calling me. I'm sorry, guys.
Can't explain it. Once I did that, it was like I was free. I was just filled with such joy and peace when I finally surrendered to God and decided that I was going to fully surrender and do it His way and not mine anymore. Get the fire out!
That's the demon. I'm sorry. Or maybe this one.
Find Jesus in this jail cell. You talked about peace. You talked about forgiveness. Let's talk about the forgiveness piece, because here you have a situation where a person is claiming they're before this plea deal that they're innocent. You're not being given reasons. How have you dealt with forgiveness? How have you gotten to a place of forgiving somebody who hasn't asked for that forgiveness?
Because it's not for them.
How do you know nobody's asked for forgiveness?
Sure
are you a psychic too, like me? There can only be one psychic, okay? And it ain't you. Not you, but the other guy.
Forgiveness. The Lord asks us to forgive. And
does he? Does he ask you?
He does that so that we don't have to hold on to that bitterness and that anger.
Well, that's true. That's true. But can I have slaves?
Because it will destroy.
No, we ain't going there. We ain't going there. I can have slaves though, right? No, we're not going there. Hey, we're not going there. Hey, hang on. We're not going there, guys. I'm sorry. Remember, no religion, no politics. Sorry. Yeah, the demon. Good old Ace. I'm sorry, Mom. What were you saying?
Doesn't excuse what he
Sorry, Mom.
did in any way.
No, I agree.
It doesn't excuse his actions.
No.
What it does is it releases me from that bondage of bitterness and
That's true.
anger and
That's true.
hatred.
Yeah.
That is not of the Lord.
That is an unholy
That's
demon.
how the enemy wins. The enemy wins when
Who's the enemy?
we hold on to those things.
Yeah, who's the enemy?
Because he got you right where he wants you.
Is
at that point.
Stanley the enemy?
So to forgive is that's the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and I promise you, it was nothing in me. It was all Jesus. I knew I had to surrender that. I knew I had
believe
to.
it. No, I agree.
In order to begin healing.
Yeah.
And
for you, that's what
be
was
forgiven of my sins.
absolutely. That's what was needed for you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely agree.
Yeah, the measure of
I totally agree with that.
Are they gone? We got lumps of it around the back. What? Oh, don't worry about him, sir. He's mud. He's max up. Are they gone? Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Yes, sir. Anyway, get on with the story.
people to know about her and who she was and what she meant to you?
Now let me think.
Zanna was amazing.
Yes.
Anybody who knew her can see that. Even people who didn't know her can see that.
Yeah.
She lit up a room. She was funny. She could make you laugh.
Yeah, and funny.
She had a way of making everybody around her feel important and special.
Okay, that's better.
She was a true gift from the Lord from day one.
Okay. All right. I don't like the distancing, but all right.
Her siblings
all right.
and her family.
Mm-hmm. What else about her, though?
She was just a great girl.
Great girl.
And
okay, but what else about her, though? What made her special?
She would have done amazing things.
Okay. Well, okay. Sure, I'm sure she... Yes, definitely.
And she's missed terribly.
Okay. That's enough, I guess. That's enough. Right?
I regret not telling her more how much she meant to me. I regret not being present in her life more.
Regret. That's what I would expect. I would expect that.
I know that the Lord holds her now. And
don't get around your regret by that. Maybe that helps you.
I have that hope of seeing her again.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Whatever.
And I know she's safe in his arms now.
Who am I to fucking judge? Stanley?
Soon.
Absolutely.
But I know where she is.
Always remember Stanley.
You know, when you think about the moment that you in your jail cell accepted the Lord and what came next for you, because here you are, a lot of people would not do any interviews. They wouldn't speak out. They wouldn't share. And that was understandable. You know, you're sharing very openly not only the most traumatic event that has happened to you.
Sorry,
your love for
that's
your
for
daughter,
dramatic effect. That's
your
for
own journey,
dramatic effect. Sorry, guys.
What has led you to be willing to do that and to so openly share that moment you had in the jail cell all the way through?
All right, enough about the fucking jail cell. Enough about the jail cell. She gets it, guy. She gets it.
Jesus.
All right. She was in the jail cell. You get it. All right. I got it. Fuck.
Possible with Jesus to overcome addiction in the worst circumstances, and I'm proof of that. so that I can help others who are caught in bondage of addiction or bitterness or unforgiveness or any of those things that we hold on to that keep us from Christ. And I just want to help people get to know who their Savior is.
Maybe Savior? I don't know. Well, that's all. Yeah. Not very light on subject matter in terms of the case, but she did talk about her daughter. I thought pretty nicely. I mean, yes. Again. So yeah, that there wasn't much about the case. That's fine. It's more about her religious journey. Where she got to. So whatever. Anyway, I hope you like that, guys. I'll talk to you later. We'll find some other stuff. Remember, the gag order lifted. We'll see. That's going to bring, I can imagine it's going to bring an onslaught of just absolute ridiculousness coming soon. But the real treasure here is when they start lifting those goddamn sealed records. Okay, that's what we're really, it doesn't matter. We need those records unsealed, as many as possible. All right? You all know that. My garden, I love you. Okay, we'll talk later. Bye-bye.
But they know that my love, I'm tied against the sea.